Erica.
How are we doing today?
Not my best. However, I've had a great time recording season 2 with you.
Yeah?
And I think we should go out on a high note.
I think we should.
And I think we should talk a little bit about...
How high? Not that high. Okay.
Not that high. Not that high. Also, I noticed that in a lot of our episodes, I whisper or I don't talk close enough to the microphone. And I'm going to remedy that right now.
Okay.
We had some really cool fucking guests this season. And this is our final episode of season 2 of Unseen Queer Millennial Life Unfiltered.
Is it unfiltered? Sometimes I feel like I filter.
You don't filter.
Sometimes I feel like I filter. I have a...
Sometimes we have like very mature guests who have their shit together, and I don't want to behave like a child.
We have had...
A drunk child.
Exactly. We've had conversations with incredibly cool people who do have their shit together. And sometimes it feels a little bit like, okay, Erica, use a lot of words in the dictionary, not just the ones that are like, haha, fuck this.
Mm-hmm. We do say fuck a lot. Well, yeah, we were talking to Jennifer Boudreau about queer allyship, and that was such an interesting and enlightening conversation. And I was interchanging the words compassion and empathy, and I got a little bit schooled, and she very kindly was like, compassion and empathy are not the same thing. And that's why I wanted to talk to her, because I was like, this lady is going to teach me a lot. And she did. And so that, I think, was a really important episode. And I really enjoyed connecting with her and talking about rewiring bias.
You know what I thought was cool about Jen is that we live in this queer bubble, right? Where we interact with each other and we do have our ally friends, but we don't really have that ally friend. I can't think off the top of my head, at least in my life, that is going to be the shield and take the bullets for us.
Right.
When the time is right and when it's necessary and when it's needed. And just the way she shows up for her family was so powerful for me. It was like, oh, wow, you people do exist. You're not half allies where you say, oh, yeah, I have queer friends. You fucking show up.
Yes. Well, because we have a lot of those people in our lives where they're like, well, I agree with this. I just don't do anything about it because I don't have the time or I don't need to. What they're really saying is I don't need to. My life is okay with the status quo. I don't need to go out of my comfort zone to be there for other people. And so as a queer person, I feel like she also inspired me to just keep doing that, not only for the queer community, because we can be allies for each other, but for any community that's marginalized or is under attack in any way. I think activism and advocacy, a lot of people don't know what to do or how to show up, especially women our age who are busy and tired. And many of us are raising kids and we're like, we don't have time to show up to things and do things. And it's this idea of whatever you can do. If it means slapping my name and face on something, showing up once in a while, writing a letter if I have the time to do that, like what can we do? Just little tiny bits. And it sounds so dumb, this whole like grassroots is strong, but it is.
I mean, so you went to this, well, I joined you, but you spoke at the school board meeting the other night. And I think that's part of it where I typically am like, these things are boring.
It was boring.
There was nothing of value for me to like, what are we going to do? It's not like you actually have a voice. It's not, there's no impact to be made. You just listen to other people make decisions. But you went up there and you said your piece about, I'll let you talk about it, but I just walked away feeling so fucking proud of you for doing that because nobody does it. Well, I was proud of you for showing up with me because I invite people every time and I don't go often. I'm not going to pretend I go to every school board meeting and I'm waving the flag, but I always ask people to join me. Yeah. And if you ask me, I will be there. If I'm in town, I will be there.
You show up. But nobody else. I've gone alone. I've gone with you. People don't join me. People are busy. People are tired. It was Monday night. I was tired. I would wanted to be home putting my kids to bed, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually asked to go there by my co-founder of Defensive Democracy, who is also the executive director, and we were speaking out against Turning Point USA is trying, I mean, they're succeeding in opening chapters of Club America across the country, which I'm very supportive of free speech. And if students want to start conservative clubs throughout schools, that's not something I want to stop. They can do what they want to do. But yeah, Turning Point USA is just really trying to control these young people in a way that I am not comfortable with. And so I got up there and I talked about it. And what happened at the end?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Can we talk about that? Because I feel like my heart is still exploding.
So there were these two I think, were they the officers?
Yeah, they were like the student representatives who got to come to the board meeting.
So they're at the board meeting. Good for them for showing up because they must have been so bored.
Yep.
But you said your piece, and as you were speaking, I was watching one of their faces, and they were just completely in awe of what you were saying. One, because this person was pretty obviously queer, and you could just see how powerful it was to have that representation from somebody you didn't know, that is not your family, showing up to speak about something that you had no idea they were going to speak about. And so I'm watching this live, and I was just getting so excited, like, oh, this little person, their activism is getting cued right now.
You're like watching the light go on.
And it was just so beautiful to watch. And then as we were leaving...
Yeah, as we were leaving, we're walking out, and I heard someone call my name, and I turned around, and their mom had called my name and said, thank you.
And that's literally...
And I just melted into a puddle.
Yeah.
That's what we showed up to do.
That was
if
it.
One person hears this, because you show up to things, sometimes you say your piece, people roll their eyes like, oh, they're here again. And it feels a lot of times like you are talking to a wall. And that, like, how good did you feel? We were like floating out of there.
So proud. I just, yes, exactly. And I think the other thing that I took away from that, and we talked about this too, is that it inspired me to think about how much extra time do I actually have, because I'm looking at these board members in our town, which is a really large town, because it's, how many schools do we have? I can't even remember.
16.
It's one of the largest in New York.
It is.
And I was gagged because I'm like, these motherfuckers are making decisions for a $334 million budget. That's literally my entire career is managing budgets and teams and revenues and how to do these things. And I could not see one person up there that I felt had the experience to make these decisions.
Watching you watch the budget presentation.
I am still, my heart is like pounding when I think about it.
Lean over and whisper to you, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. And you're like, I do. I'm freaking out. I was like, I know you know what all these words mean. Because the rest of us are just like, okay, we'll vote yes, support the kids.
Exactly. And I think that's what happens is you might have one or two board members up there that think they have some sort of authority to start making some suggestions, and they get everybody on board because everybody else is either, I don't know, I don't want to be insulting. And I had this conversation with my wife and I got home because I was like, I can't even. And she's like, okay, then fucking run and shut up.
They're showing up.
They show up.
They're doing it.
And the people who actually have the skills to maybe do a better job are not showing up. So maybe that's why we're where we're at.
And it's a thankless job they're doing.
Totally. But I mean, Jesus Christ, we're moms. We're used to this.
We know all about thankless jobs.
Literally. Our whole lives are just thankless. But like, it's infuriating because there's that much money. I don't feel like there's a vision for the future. That it's just
this
like
episode will be about the school board budget.
I mean, it should be. Everybody should be thinking about this. If you have kids.
Yeah.
And the reason why you showed up to speak is to avoid the turning point idiots getting into schools. I don't know. I feel like we kind of like fucking losing the plot sometimes.
Yeah. Don't get me started. This is a conversation Sam and I have all the time. What the fuck is going on in schools?
Also, 20 minutes is not enough for lunch. Ma'am. No.
20 minutes is not enough for lunch.
Every day. I'm like, Danny, did you eat? And he's like, I really tried. I didn't have,
There's never enough time to fuck around with your friends and eat lunch.
Yeah. I'm like, you got to stop talking.
They can't.
I know.
The only time
I
they
don't
get
want
to talk
him to.
without getting in trouble. Oh my God, Quinn came home the other day after they did state testing this week. He gets home and he has his little, his pip, his little happy face thing. And it was like, was distracted in study hall, had a hard time focusing. I'm like, oh, he spent half of his day taking a test alone at a desk and then went to study hall. And he had a hard time studying? Really? He's 9. I just like signed my name on it. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I would also have been distracted. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of mom life, we also had Jamie from the Queer Fam podcast and Love Take Two pod. We talked a lot about motherhood. Mm-hmm. And she has a tween. We talked about phones and screens.
And fish.
Boy fish.
Specifically boy fish. Jamie, I can't wait till you listen to this because I just need you to know I'm obsessed with you.
You did tell me
Absolutely
that.
Obsessed.
And I told you you'd be obsessed with her.
Obsessed. So much fun. And the way you introduced her was sunshine. And that's
what she was. And is.
Absolutely.
I know.
No other description.
I know.
So much fun. And it was great to have somebody in the studio too.
Oh my God. Even though you were both so tiny.
Well, listen, no, I am
sitting on a pillow.
Sitting on a pillow.
You're literally sitting on a pillow.
But I felt, because Jamie is very tiny.
Smaller than you. Did that feel good?
So good.
Yeah.
I felt so like daddy, you know?
Oh my God.
It was great. It's great. Call me Jamie.
Call me. Okay, what are some other highlights? We had a lot of fun. I feel like we actually learned a lot this season.
Yeah.
You and I are so used to fucking around. I feel like we found some guests. Yeah, and so how it works is sometimes we'll find people that we're like, please be on our podcast. Sometimes it happens really organically, and sometimes people reach out to us. And I feel like we got a really good mix of people that we could fuck around with, since we love fucking around, and people who taught us a lot, like Jen Boudre and Brandon Kazan Maddox.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're incredible.
They were so beautiful. Everything that they said, and having interpreters there for us and being so aware of the speed at which I speak.
Oh my goodness.
And interacting in the world and their artistic expression. I don't know. I had a great time. And they told me to read Kindred by Octavia Butler, and I did, and wow, knocked me on my ass. And then I immediately had to read some gay hockey smut after that to recover.
Do I need to put this on my list?
I mean, it was beautiful.
Because the one I just started is just
incredible
not doing
writer, but it was difficult.
Okay.
But sometimes we need to read difficult things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like top 3 of the most difficult books you've read?
No, because I've read A Little Life.
I don't know what that is.
Don't ever read it. I think I'm on a mission in life to make sure no one ever reads it again.
Oh, you know what? I felt that way about the movie Precious. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Oh,
was
God.
it trauma porn? Because that's what this book was. It's like 1,000 pages of trauma porn.
I don't even want to hear the word porn in it. It was just, I mean, yes. And yes, the actress in that like killed it. My stomach is just,
yeah.
I can't handle that can't handle that topic. Heated Rivalry. We talked about that. I think that's like part of season 2. That is deeply rooted in season 2.
I'm not sure we had a single episode where it wasn't brought up. I don't know who brought it up. Can't imagine.
I don't know. But would we ever talk about Heated Rivalry? Since then, Mr. Hudson is now like a dude for Peloton, which I'm all about because that ad was so sexy.
You sent me that ad, but that is queer coded. That is
a
queer coded ad. Do not tell me it's not.
And then there was like the artistic director was a woman, and obviously the choreographer was like a gay guy. Obviously these things happen, right? Mm-hmm. But I also learned what cologne he wears, and he stacks his colognes. And
where did you learn this and why?
Listen, I cannot tell you my secrets. But am I thinking about exploring spending $500 on 2 different colognes to smell like Hudson? To Hollander.
Okay, well, we've talked about the fact that the perfume I've been wearing for my entire adult life, that is one of the only reasons my wife married me, has been discontinued, and I'm down to 2 bottles, and I'm going to need to find a new scent in the near future, and I'm panicking.
Well, here's the thing. As your hormones change, so does your scent. So it'll just be the opportune time to find something new.
When she puts on the perfume that she wore when I fell in love with her, It's like my whole body, like, this is what we do to each other. If I spray my perfume on and she's like, oh my God, you smell so. It's just like our whole bodies just like melt into like.
You love living in the past.
No, I hate living in the past. But just
your
this
brains are like, okay.
Sensory thing is these smells are so strong for us.
Well, I think that's funny because I, in my early 20s, wore Abercrombie Fierce.
Wow.
Because who didn't?
I've never even heard of it.
Okay. Mask ladies from the early 2000s. Please
bring it back.
Please phone a friend and tell me about Fierce. I, to this day, have rando friends from that time period of my life text me, hey, I just walked by Abercrombie and thought of you. And I'm like, okay.
Well, my friends will tell me that they smell my perfume and it made them just feel.
Like, I don't feel like you have a strong scent. That's so funny. And I smell everything.
Well, I did not know about stacking, or I guess we would say layering if it's perfume.
Layering.
I watched, it was an old clip of Cher on David Letterman, I think, and he told her she smelled great. And she named like all the perfumes she had layered, and that's what she did every day. And I was like, what?
That is, I'm sorry. I love a good smell. Luxury. That's luxury.
That's luxury.
Do that. I don't know. I love my Le Labo. I don't know if I can get rid of it. But for Hollander,
anything.
Find my Rosanna.
Oh my God. Sam was, I put a bunch of clean laundry on the stairs today for her to take up. She goes, whose Montreal Metro shirt is this? And then she goes, oh.
Did she ever finish the season?
I made her.
Okay, good.
But she doesn't obsess over it the way I do.
Or most people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched it.
Ever?
No, it was just one of those, like, I wanted to keep it in the time capsule for a little bit. And then
I think my favorite version of it was my first rewatch.
Okay. Oh, because then you had the relief of knowing the ending to then.
Like, really enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll do that again.
But now I've been reading the books, which has been ridiculous. And I love the library, and I kept forgetting to put books on hold. So I just kept reading. I kept being like, don't read the next one. Go read something real. And then I wouldn't have anything. So I would read the next one. And now I'm like, you need a break from men fucking each other in the ass. As gorgeous as it is, you need to go read something else. So finally I went to the library.
Listen, I was a wee age of maybe 20 years old when I realized that men having sex was something I really liked.
Sam really judges me for that. And
that
I'm like,
was
this is a very
ago.
Normal thing for queer women.
Extremely normal.
Yeah. And I'm like, actually, it's not normal that you're not into it. Oh, yeah. I mean, straight women love heated rivalry. It was not my idea to talk about heated rivalry tonight. It was yours. You brought it up.
All mine.
You started it.
It was such a big part of the season. And honestly, like, no one can let it go. And no one wants to let it go because it was such fucking joy.
This winter was truly miserable for me. And heated rivalry kept me alive, I think.
Yeah.
And kept my sex life alive.
Well, thank God for that.
For sure.
You've just given away all the secrets. Ladies, if you're listening, and it's getting dark and cold.
If Sam listens to this, she's going to be like, you're fucking out of your mind. Can we talk about something?
Okay, let me sit on my pillow.
Get on your pillow. Hop up real high. You do look tall. Sir.
Thank you.
Look at him. He's so big. Okay. Did we talk about this on the episode, or did we talk about it after when we had Jerry Portwood on? That was a really fun episode. And I loved listening to it. Some of these episodes, they're fun to do. And then I forget and I listen to them and I'm like, oh, that's a fun listen. He does the Queer Love Project. When he said culturally impoverished about himself, and I just immediately was like, Erica just absorbed that and probably hasn't listened to anything you said since, because all she could think about is how she's culturally impoverished. Did we talk about that on the episode, or did we talk about it later?
Literally, as soon as we stopped recording, I looked at you and you were like, I know. He said culturally impoverished. And I was like, how did you know I was going to say that, you asshole?
The second he said it, I was like, this is it.
I grew up culturally impoverished. It's just gentler. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, but I knew you liked it.
It's hilarious. No, he was great. He was great. He is what I noticed when I re-listened to that episode. He must have 10 to 15 books he's writing at a time. He's like, I'm writing a book about this.
Well, I'm
writing
working on an anthology. I haven't pitched this one yet.
Who has the time, sir? I was so impressed.
Jerry does.
I love it. I think it's so great.
He has a podcast, which is really fun to listen to, the Queer Love podcast. But my favorite part of our conversation with him was when, and we said this on the episode, that he's not just publishing stories and telling stories about romantic queer love. He's telling stories about queer love, friendships, and what queer relationships entail, right? They're not always about sex or romance or...
I mean,
it's such an important part of the conversation. And I think that's an important part of our lives.
And we talked a little bit about the lack of awareness / understanding / acceptance from straight people generally, that they don't get it. They don't understand having relationships with your exes far after you've broken up, which to me, it's I've always felt this way.
Well, I don't have any exes, so that's my problem.
One of my best friends is my ex from my early 20s, and we had a very, high and low, deeply high and low relationship. Tumultuous.
High highs, low lows, yeah.
Big highs, low lows. Yeah, it was dramatic.
Oh, that was my first relationship.
It was very early 20s.
And still going on.
And you're still with her.
We're still navigating that.
And every time I'm in Boston for work, I go and we make sure we have dinner and we hang out, we spend time together. She's super busy, I'm super busy, so it's not like we're texting every day, but I can't imagine my life without her friendship, because she is someone who has known me probably as an adult the longest and has more context of my life than most people. And just because we're not romantic anymore, I can't imagine giving that up.
Yeah.
I just think of friendships so differently. And I've always felt a little on the outside. I think that most people feel differently, where I get very, very deep with my friendships. And
yes, you do. Some people don't get it. They get weird.
They don't, and that's fine. I am not good at those.
I feel like you're either deeply friends with someone or you're just not.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
For me, the only thing I can truly control in my life is my time. And that is the most valuable thing. And if I don't feel like spending time with someone because they're fucking draining me, or I know I want to say something stupid, or whatever that ends up being, I just make a choice. I make an alternative choice because my time is valuable. Mm-hmm. And I invest deeply into the friendships that I know are meaningful and I'm going to get something back. And that's why I have maybe 7 friends, but I don't care, because those 7 friendships, at any point in the day I could call and it's ride or die. We will do anything for each other. And I would rather have that than the bullshit on the side. That's me. Other people are different, but I think all my friendships are also a little complicated. I don't know how to explain it. We're just incredibly intimate. And Laura and I were talking about this the other day. She's
Laura who?
Oh, sorry. LB, my wife. We were talking about this the other day, and she mentioned yeah, it was really hard at the beginning of our relationship because of your intimacy with your friends.
Oh, it takes a very particular kind of person to be able to be married to you.
Well, yeah, because
people from the outside looking in have opinions.
and they can't. You're welcome to your opinion, but the people in the fucking circle get it. Yeah. And I will do anything for my people. And she knows that. And even as I've made new friendships over the course of our time together, she's sometimes I pause and I have to check myself to be oh, this isn't a romantic thing. This is you just being intimate with your friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know I'm kind of a unique little bird in this, but I think a lot of people are missing a lot of love by not being able to explore that.
I think people are missing intimacy. And I think a lot of people forget that intimacy is not sex or romance. It's a different thing entirely, and you can have it with people. When I think about our friendship, I think a lot about how Sam and I met so young. And so we became each other's person, for better or worse. My friendships changed because of that, right? So some of them maybe suffered, people that maybe I was more intimate with at the time. They didn't become, I don't want to say as important, but I wasn't able to always prioritize that as we grew from being 19, 20 into, now our 40s. And so I think about sometimes like my friendship with you and how there's an intimacy there. And that's something that I feel like I'm finally prioritizing again with other friends, maybe that I had before I met Sam or that I've made while I was with Sam, that I didn't get to prioritize that while we were figuring our lives out and creating a family. And it's nobody's fault. It's certainly not hers. These are decisions that I made. And a lot of us, straight or queer, who are married or have families, and to remind each other, like to remind her, hey, you have to go visit your friends. You have to go have time with your friends, because Sam's friends love me. I'm so fun. And my friends love her. But sometimes we need to go have our own lives,
yes,
separate from each other. And I'm like, go away with your friends. Go let them complain about their husbands. I know you're not complaining about me.
Oh, God, no.
Just go love each other and share a hotel room and lay around and do when do you get to just like enjoy time with the people that you love? And so I think intimacy in friendships, and it doesn't have to be a straight or queer thing, but I don't know, sometimes with queer relationships, it feels more obvious to be able to prioritize that. And so I think you've definitely inspired me to do more of that with my other friends and really reconnect in a way that's like, hey, we really love each other and we haven't made time for each other. And there's not a good reason for that.
Yeah, and you don't need permission to do that, and you fucking deserve it. And it doesn't. So my ex has this beautiful mind. She explained something to me a long time ago, because we did test out this open relationship thing. Didn't work out. Obviously, we're too young. We didn't have the language or we couldn't figure it out.
Control.
She was basically like, do you love somebody less because you fall in love with another person? Whether that falling in love is a friendship or if it's a romantic thing, or like how you want to categorize it. She's like, the high is not finite. Fucking love is infinite. So you're never taking away love from someone else. And if you are, then that needs to be addressed, obviously, because that means there's a problem with that love connection. Right. But there isn't this like, you only have X amount of love space in your heart. You're making me
think about like when, as a parent, when you're so in love with your baby, and then as a parent who has a second, and you're like, are we ever going to love something the way we love him? Or how are we ever going to do this again? And then it just magically happens. Yep. And it turns out you have enough love to give. People are having 5, 6, 7 children. I don't know how you're doing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have enough maybe for my 2 kids.
That's a lot.
But yeah. But that was
also another example she gave. She's like, I have 2 children. Do I love the first one or the second one more than the other? And I was like, absolutely not. And she was like, exactly. So why is it that most adults can't understand this concept for friendship?
I don't know. There's a lot of things that...
It's called patriarchy. We were socialized to think a certain way.
And back also to the patriarchy.
I cannot go down this path because of 62 million men watching a website. I can't. I don't know if you've read or heard about this, but...
Nope.
It was not the week to quit nicotine.
Yes,
reading such things.
So proud of you.
Okay, let's see how long it lasts.
You're doing excellent. Well, let's talk. Okay, Samira, Kasai. Mm-hmm. They were an awesome guest. It was really
interesting.
Enlightening. Everything that they said, I was like, yes. You know, when you just speak to someone and it's like, you are...
Mm-hmm. TED Talk. You just want to listen.
Yeah, I just want to listen to them. They're figuring it out for me without me having to do the work.
Yeah, so what they're saying was, they're kind of talking about this idea of manifestation with divine intervention, which I thought was interesting. So I'm always like leaning on the side of woo-woo, but I have this terrible left side of my brain that is the fucking skeptic of the world. And at the same time, I'm like, wait, when I do the things that lean into the right side of my brain, into this like space of divine intervention with manifestation, I look back in my life and literally everything comes to fruition. And I find that so fascinating. So as they were talking about this whole concept, I want to break it down and say it's bullshit. But the other part of me has
seen the proof,
realized and acknowledged, like, wait, I remember writing a check to myself. I wrote it to my name, a certain amount of money.
That is so something you would do.
And I put it like 7 years in the future. And I remember like, I'm going to tuck that away. I'm going to put it in my desk. Boom. And it happened. And I was like, holy shit, like doing this 3-6-9 rule. And then all of these other things that are just genuinely like, you put it out into the ether, you wait, you don't hyper focus on it. You just do your things. You just know that's a goal in your head and it happens. It's this like weird divine intervention.
Because it doesn't happen. You're working towards it.
Exactly.
Sometimes there are these minuscule ways, sometimes they're big ways, but it's there, but you've kind of, instead of obsessing over it, just put it a little bit to the side. Like, this is the direction I'm going. And I know that, and I'm not going to question it.
Yeah. It's just like,
I'm so bad at that.
but it's so funny because I remember
I'm such a hater.
So quick caveat. I was kicked out of Sunday school when I was a little kid.
Because you were a big old lesbo.
Yeah, I was a super homo. My grandmother is like Irish Catholic, and she used to read the Bible to me. And basically, I got kicked out because I asked too many questions. And they told my mom, they were like, listen, she's disruptive. Like, she fucking doesn't shut up. She's going to be on a podcast someday. Get the hell out of here. So my mom was like, totally fine. Honestly, my mom could give a shit about religion. She was just like, here's something to do in the tiny town that we lived in. But I remember sitting in my grandmother's armchair with her, and she would read the Bible to me, and I would just be so fucking confused about what she was saying. And she tried to explain it. And then finally she was like, honey, it's faith. It's just faith. And like at that moment in my mind, I was like, yeah, God created the earth in 7 days. That's bullshit, Grammy. But
it is.
Fast forward a few years, and now I'm like, oh, it's faith. And how beautiful of a concept when you break it apart from a like construct of religion and rules. If you can just believe in the ability of yourself and what you think you deserve. And I feel like that, to me, I finally, after all of these years, understood what she was trying to fucking tell me through some terrible Bible. I do have opinions about faith. And I just think that's really beautiful. So I think that, like, about the Samira
conversation with Samira. And also, we had that conversation with Nicole Payson because I was so interested in the fact that she is someone who has been so openly queer for so long, lives in the public eye, really practices what she preaches, and has been involved in organized religion for most of her life in a church. And a lot of us get to that point, especially as queer people. I went to Catholic school. I got all my sacraments. So I'm like, I was able to learn everything so that I could reject it. That's kind of my joke, right? I'm like, eyes wide open. But she just gave me this new perspective on maybe you're not in the right religion. Maybe you need to find your people. I've been so anti-organized religion, just kind of across the board, really. And so it was such an interesting conversation to have with her, too, about being able to exist as a queer person in a church at the same time. Because in my head, I was like, that can't be.
And be supported.
Yes.
Which blew my mind as well. I mean, there's so many things about that conversation with Nicole. So awesome. That was so much fun.
I know, but isn't it so fun when you talk to someone who's brilliant, but also so fun?
Yes. Yes.
And can I tell you how many people reached out to you about the Kiss poster?
Oh my God.
I feel like that was just a conversation in my life after that episode came out.
So close to actually just buying the poster and framing it. Just
I was a little bit hoping you would. They've got to have it on a t-shirt. We should get a t-shirt.
Oh, okay. Done. I'm getting this done.
Oh, this is going to show up so soon. I'm so excited.
Poster. Yes.
I said this on the episode with Nicole. Like, the first time I visited Sam at her home when we were still in college, and I, of course, had lied to my parents about why I was going to Florida. And she didn't just have the poster. She had the proper framed, nicely. The room had been designed around sexy framed artwork and posters.
Mine was ripped out of a magazine.
Yeah, as were most people.
The gummy stuff. You remember
one of my best friends I grew up with, her brother had it, and it's like, this was everywhere.
Mm-hmm. The Kiss poster. Oh my God. And when she said her first crush was Jessica Rabbit, and then we all gagged.
Now I've got the song in my head again. I love that movie.
Nicole, you're awesome.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about when Jessica Rabbit goes, oh my God, it's Dip. And he kills the squeaky tune. It's the saddest.
There have been times where I'm like, honey, can we watch Jessica Rabbit with Danny? And she's like, I don't think he's ready. He's not ready for this.
No, it's traumatizing.
So traumatizing.
Yeah.
The tunes.
I feel like Sam and I watched it like in my bed in college. And I feel like she was mad at me. What else is new?
Tracks.
Oh my God. Speaking of entertainment, Christina and Stacey.
Oh, that's
Tello.
right. Tello.
Sapphic. The Sapphic Netflix. Is that what we called them? They're all over the place.
Lesbian Netflix.
And they've inspired me. I think that me, Sam, you, and Laura need to go to, I almost said Girls Gone Wild. What is it? The thing in Mexico with Brandon.
I only say Girls Gone Wild in my head, and I need you to correct me because I know it's not that. You sent...
I just sent it to you guys, to all four of us.
January 2027.
No, we're going. Once I have 2 dimes to rub together, I'm booking tickets.
I mean...
And we're
listen,
gonna go.
You also on this season compared me to Brandi Carlile, which I'm still accepting. You did. We were talking about...
Well, then you're fucking lucky because she's amazing.
That's pretty much what you said, basically. Yeah. I said, I don't have a celebrity twins, like a representation of me out there. Okay. I'm like a weird little unique bird that's just like, is there anyone like me? And you were like, Brandi Carlile. And then I got very offended. And I realized, you know what? Brandi Carlile's pretty cool. We're not the same because I doubt she likes the gay boy stuff as much as I do.
I bet she does like it.
Really?
Who doesn't?
I'm gonna call and ask her. You know what?
Call her. I'm put her on speaker.
Put her on speakerphone. Hey, Brandi. Baby.
I wish. Oh my God, that would be so fun.
Well, you never know. You never know. Yeah, so Tello's awesome. Listen, what they're doing is so fucking hard. And I say this as someone who has tried and since failed to launch an e-commerce marketplace for queer-owned brands.
Who's saying you failed?
I mean, I did remove it from the website, so it is no longer active. So I'm happy to...
Well,
listen,
shit.
I failed at a lot of things. Failing is just a step to something else. So
I love when people say that because I'm 41 and I've been failing my whole life. So listen, what is the step?
Something big is coming.
Where's the next step? Because I'm fucking ready.
You just got to stick and fucking move. Something isn't working. Fine. That's okay. Regardless, I know how hard it is to build a business in this space that you were only reaching out to a niche group of people, and their mission is so important, and I love what they're doing, and they have like...
They're so fun.
Super fun. We had a great conversation. And then expanding to Tello Books, so it's all about just queer representation and being able to put that out there in the world so somebody, some kid somewhere, there's something to see other than your stereotype trope bullshit of like the queer whatever neighbors on some episode of something. I know, that was eloquent.
The one episode arc.
Yes. So I just love it. And we're, talking about working together a little more closely. And I'm really excited about that because they're really good people. And I think we could support each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I also I feel like we talked a lot about like movies and
we
TV
talked a lot about movies
and books, like Kyle Ridley. Oh man, do you remember he had like
the list?
He's like, well, let me refer to my list about like all, and
that man. I thought I was an organized person.
No,
I am not. I am a fucking sloppy bitch in comparison to Kyle. Kyle, incredible.
But he was like, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen
Let me just check my IMDb list of all of the things, all of the books. Oh my goodness.
He talks the talk, he walks the walk. So I had so much fun just talking about movies I haven't seen, movies I want to see, shows we've all watched, shows. The fact that there's even enough queer programming in existence. Like, you remember 20 years ago when we were young.
Nothing.
The fact that this exists now, that we can all disagree on whether we like that one queer show or whether we even ever heard of that one, that's a win. That's enormous.
It's a huge win. It's a huge win.
So I love to be reminded of that sometimes.
I know, and we forget about it.
Yeah.
But like, we literally had Ellen, again, complicated. And then, well, that bitch fucking, I got questions about Anne Heche, man. I just got questions, Ellen. Isn't she in another country? I don't even know. I don't follow this stuff, but come on, girl. What happened to Anne Heche? I need to know.
That, I don't know.
I saw something, listen, sometimes when I can't sleep, I do late nights and I do the doom scroll. And I saw something about Anne Heche she was like on a stretcher, and then these firemen had her and they were shoving her into an ambulance, and it's like, why are firemen doing this? And then she like jumps up, and it's like, is that real? Yes or no? And if it's a yes, what the fuck is this? The Epstein files all over again. We're like, nobody's paying attention to this shit.
We just went in an odd direction.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Conspiracy theories have taken over my fucking brain since Trump got into office.
I've become a conspiracy theorist in the last
100%. But hear me out. Okay, QAnon.
Okay.
You remember when we thought QAnon was fucking crazy? Mm-hmm. And they were like, listen, at the top, there's an elite pool of pedophiles that are fucking... And it had
I knew you would take this here. I can't.
Pizza and all of the things. And we were like, okay, QAnon, you crazy fucking bitch.
And human trafficking children right through the pizza parlor basements.
They just got the term pizza wrong, but it does actually mean, now that we've seen some, not all, of the Epstein files. Anyway, we all thought those motherfuckers were crazy. They just had the wrong group.
Or maybe we've all gone crazy.
Yeah, this timeline.
Remember I said we've been living in hell.
we all died during COVID, and now we're just back in our
Everyone you know is dead, as are you. You are in hell. It feels like hell in here. It's hot.
It's very warm.
So I think we're very fortunate because we've had a really fun, well, first of all, the fact that we've even gotten to have all these incredible people on for 2 seasons. We've had badass cool motherfuckers.
They are badass.
And like extra shout out to Jamie for showing up in person with us. And
I know.
I want more of that.
Yeah.
Next season.
Season 3.
So if you're out there, find us. Come hang out with us. We have drinks for you.
And you can pick the drink. I will bring you whatever.
Yeah, she does do that. Mm-hmm. And like she'll bring backup. Tonight we have spritzes, but there's also backup margaritas apparently.
Just in case. I mean, we just didn't know.
We didn't know. You never know.
Yeah.
So I think we've had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. And we're going to continue to have a lot of fun.
Do you want to hear something so gay?
I do. Always.
All I want to do is high five you right now.
High five?
Yeah. With your tiny little hands.
Oh, no.
Anyway, thank you for listening to Unseen Season 2. If you missed any of our awesome episodes, please go back, check them out. Rate us. Tell a friend.
Subscribe. Support your girls. Come on.
Your girls.
Here we are, just trying to make it. We're just trying to,
She had to get the small bottle of Aperol. We don't make any money on this.
Spread the word.